Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Green Works channel. We're going to see if Lemmy, the V6 Mini, starts. I know we've got a few new people to the channel, so you might not know who Lemmy is, and if you joined when Lemmy was being built, hello, introduce yourself, tell everyone about it. Basically, it's got an Audi V6 bi-turbo 2.7 litre engine in the back. Pretty simple, really. We knocked it up last year, and as always with my projects, I sit here. But I started in the last week or so to think I've started to get the scamp going. That runs, Frank runs and moves. Got the secret Patreon/member project running. If you want to see that, you'll see it eventually anyway if you don't become a member of Patreon, so don't panic. But if you're interested in more stuff and supporting me and you want to check out some more side projects that are going on, become a member. Check out the link, or just become a YouTube member or a Patreon. But anyway, forget that for the moment. So yeah, we're going to try and find a battery, see if Lemmy starts, clear it out. If it starts, we pump some tyres up. Well, I did pump the tyre up the other day. Maybe clear some space, just bring it inside, because I have got some little bits to do on the radiator, because I think we destroyed the radiator driving it around the farm, chasing the cows last year. Find the video, link for that somewhere. So before it starts pissing down, let's get the tripod set up, move the Sophia out of the way a little bit, maybe get a better camera angle, and let's see what happens if we put a battery on it before we do too much more. I'm a bit worried because the exhausts have been they point upwards slightly, and I've been pointed downhill, and I'm worried that maybe over a bit of time, maybe a bit of water's got into the bottom of the exhausts. But I can't remember if they were stainless or not. Maybe they were stainless, but I welded them up with steel wire. But anyway, let's clear it out and see if we can find a battery that can go on it. I think before we'll even empty it, I think we can get to the driver's side. So let's see if we can figure out how this all opens again. Oh yeah. And we'll just try and find a battery. I've used a big, I had made it so it fitted the two big batteries, or a huge battery, but one's those on the Sophia, which we can take off, and the other one's in the camper van, which again we can take off because we're not really using the camper van. Not quite sure if that's mould all over everything. Why would I have mould? But anyway, let's go find a battery. Back in a minute. Got our trusty Halfords one that we've used for years. Let's see what we can do and see if we can just put this in here. Could do with a bigger one really, because the battery's mounted near the front and the engine's at the back, so there's a bit of draw, and also the old V6 does take a little bit of oomph. But let's just see. Bit of spark, which is sort of good and never good. I think some of these modern cars, I'll say this is a modern car, but I've had it with the BMW Minis, they sort of draw a bit and then maybe shut down a bit, whatever they're doing, things turn on. I wonder what that big plastic tank's for. That's the water reservoir for the charge coolers that never got plumbed in. So let's go find the key. Central locking works. So lots of noises and clicking. Can you see me? There we go. Okay. definitely getting toasty now. I can't even remember if we had antifreeze in it, which is another thing we need to double check. I think, as I said, I think I burst the radiator at the front when I was chasing the pigs around, the cows around the field. So revs are normally very high anyway. I might have even have air leaks, who knows, but very high. When I had the battery disconnected for ages, I think it sort of takes a bit of time to reset itself. Also, I could may well have sprung some air leaks. It's been a while since I've done it, but oh, that sounds good. So I think we'll empty a little bit, see if we can move it. It'd be nice to move it a bit of space to get inside. Yeah, because it's always been at a piss where I've just pushed it in. I can't remember now. Yeah. Right, let's think what we're going to do next. Okay, well, I've cleared a little bit of space behind us. Just thinking, it'd be nice just to pop it inside for a bit. At least it's moving. Maybe we can have a quick look at the radiator at some point in the next few weeks. Because I've got a radiator heater temperature sensor for the fan and everything that I need to weld in and do stuff. And because I don't think the Audi is controlled by the ECU, there was a separate loom and stuff like that. And anyway, that's long gone. So let's see if I've got enough space here to turn it around and try and get it in. I think I'll move the camera a little bit. And yeah. Could do with pumping that tyre up again, but I'm not bothering. I should have enough power to move it. Hopefully I can reverse a bit and then try and turn it. Oh, this is going to go terrible. Space, we've got loads of space. Loads of them. We could go across a little bit, but it'll do for now. Hey, Lemmy, you inside? Well, there's the end of the USB cable. USB-C. It pops into the back of this cheap Chinese dash. That's why I kicked the cable off and it pulled the wires out. So, yeah, a bit tricky that. I might have to try and take this off and see if I can guess which way the wires go. Otherwise I might just have to buy another cheap dash. I don't think I'll be able to find a cable that plugs into the ODBT point, but we can have a Google. Okay, as we've got it inside, we're going to wrap up now. So I'll give you a quick rundown for anyone that doesn't know. I'll try and put a link in the description, otherwise just search my old videos. If I don't do the link tonight, I'll do it tomorrow, whatever. But basically, look for the BMW V6 playlist and start from the beginning. So basically, I wanted to build some sort of rear-wheel drive Metro 4, Metro 6R4 something. But I wanted to do it in a new Mini. It's just, I fancied a change at the beginning of last year or the year before. I don't remember, you tell me. But anyway, So my mate had done a 3.5 litre Audi. I can get the V6s, he wanted to put turbos on it, blah, blah, blah. Then I realised that you could actually get a V6 bi-turbo Audi engine already. It's only 2.7, but hey, what's half a litre between friends. So we ended up fitting a front subframe from a BMW Mini into the back, running front suspension. So basically we're still running mini suspension. And then we made a couple of engine mounts to hang this on. A little space frame at the back here, it goes on the bumper to hold the back of the gearbox mount. We cut and shut some drive shafts onto mini ones. Got to still sort out the track rods, tie rod ends. They're just in there temporary. Built some strut towers out of 3mm, way too thick. Ended up changing the intercoolers for charge coolers, which we've just got down there and there. Some people say I don't even need to run charge coolers really, so I might even take those off because they were just a pain in the arse, and I still haven't properly plumbed them into the front with the tank. And so yes, obviously we've now moved the petrol tank and everything to the front. And yeah, put some great big blow-off valves, welded some new pipe work in, put a bit of gold tape on things, bought the whole engine off Facebook with a loom. Had a load of trouble getting it started because I was missing things like the ignition amplifiers and things like that. I sent the ECU away to America to a guy called ECU Emergency, I think, or ER. Anyway, and he was great. Decoded it for me because obviously I started to run this Lambert. It was also an automatic, which I highly recommend if you're going to do one of these things, buy a manual, because I had to convert all the clutch and everything to flywheel, which is a mixture of Audi stuff, Porsche clutch in there. But actually, just run the standard slave cylinder, connected up to the standard mini cylinder. Works the job. Job's a good one. So yeah, so he decoded it all, deimmobilized it for me, which, you know, don't have to, but it helps. And then we've cut the wiring on him down a lot more. Still running the main fuse box, but we need to figure that out. I did buy some electronic gadgets, which I never got around to connect up all the dials back. We're running Porsche Boxster gear linkage, and we modified this Audi gearbox to do it. Again, hindsight, I should have just got myself a Porsche gearbox, because then the linkage would have just bolted on instead of just making all the linkage ourselves. But it was an excuse to see my dad. And at the front here, we've shut the donut. At the front here, we're running a classic mini fuel injection fuel tank just for the giggles, because I got hold of it. So thank you, the gentleman motor racing team. There's my tank there, and I had a pump downstairs, but I think it's all fallen off. Running a mini radiator. I've got another smaller rad in front there for the charge cooler as well, plumbed in but never got working. Still got the aircon rad in there, which we could technically connect it up to the Audi aircon if we ever wanted to, but I don't think we'll ever even get that far. And yeah, that's it. Bit of fun. May take it to the IMM next year, because I got quite spurred on by the exhaust off, thinking I've got that. Hold my beer, as they say. Yeah. Right, it was just a short video. I just wanted to get, as I said, I want to try and get some of my cars moving and driving and starting. The secret, as I said, the secret Patreon and membership project starts, doesn't move, clutch don't work, but we'll figure that out. This one still goes, which is amazing after the second turn of the key. Mostly just a bit of fuel needed to build up. We've got the Suzuki Swift, which I'm thinking of now getting back on the road and get that started, at least get it running again, because it's just rotting away just where it is. So we need to, I've had a few people interested in buying it and stuff, but I feel half the people want to strip it, and it's quite a unique car, isn't it? It's quite a unique car, and I think it would do quite well at the little classic car show, especially up at the NEC, which sort of spurred me on again this weekend because it's on. Thinking, yeah, that's quite a nice little classic. I'd say 100% I'd be the only person there in a Suzuki Swift saloon, but I expect the day I turn up there's more, but I know there's not many. Anyway, can you do all the regular stuff? Hit the like button, please leave a comment, let me know what you're down below for dinner. I'm going to have curry tonight, homemade. Yeah, so not lots of progress, but it's just cleaning some stuff up in my mind and figuring a few things out. So yeah, Frank is still in there. We got plans for him still, and I've got bigger plans, small plans. I don't know what I'm still, it's just there, but I'm just enjoying a few times, just doing a few bits and just trying to get a few things started. It's just coming up to Christmas, it's cold, it's hard to get down here, and yeah, so yeah, let me know if you want to see a bit more Lemmy. Obviously everybody wants to see Frank, but As I said, I've got some radiator stuff to sort out on Lemmy. It'd be nice to get him sort of so he keeps up to temperature and stuff. Fix that dash and things like that. And yeah, I might next week dig out the Swift and see if a bit of easy start. Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining me for tonight. Have a good weekend, everyone, and I shall catch you next week.